Hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Hey,
Review
guys.
Lounge. I am your host, Jay, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Gamer Girl Jen.
Hello.
That should be your new.
Gamer girl Jen.
Yeah, Gamer Girl Jen.
It's not too bad.
It flows. It
Could be
flows.
worse.
It flows like so much shite.
Just don't.
Okay. Anyway, what were we going to talk about on this episode?
On this episode, actually, we came across a video yesterday, came out a couple days ago, regarding the new Halo series that's coming out at the end of this month. Is it at the end of this month?
Actually, I think it's
I don't even remember.
within the next day or two.
Huge brain fart. Anyway, by Paramount Plus, it's an interview, a roundtable interview with Stephen Kane and Kiki Wolfkill, who were the executive producers, I'm assuming, of the said show. And it was a roundtable interview conducted with certain members of the press. And we're just going to review it while we're here with you all. And we've not seen this before, so we're going to critique as we go and hear what they have to say.
Yes, we are. I just queued it up, so we are ready to go. So let's switch over to our review page thing. All right.
I'm at 11.
Okay. And clearly my queuing it up meant nothing to the gods of multimedia because as soon as I tried to,
11.
it popped right back. Okay.
Yep.
So there
All right.
we go. All right. So that's Stephen Kane and
Kiki Wolfkill.
Kiki Wolfkill. All right, so let's hit play, and then we'll go through. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's do it.
The game. I just wanted to ask mainly about the decision to remove Master Chief's helmet. That's been a big topic of, I suppose, excitement for some fans, but also some fans haven't been as willing to embrace that. What was the thought process behind doing that, and how do you think fans will take it once it's out in the wild?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a range of reactions. I think for some people, this has been 20 years in the making, right? Waiting to see. We showed glimpses of the eyes in Halo 4, and we've shown him as a child in multiple executions. And then for others, they feel very protective of the mystery of the Master Chief that they have in their head, right? They own part of who Master Chief is by virtue of playing him as a character. And so, it was a hard decision knowing that.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting that they're focusing so much on getting Master Chief out of his helmet. I think
That's
that was part of the allure of the original game.
It is.
Was that you kind of you knew just enough about him to make him interesting, but you didn't know everything, sort of like the way Boba Fett.
There's always been that mystery there.
Right. Like there was always a mystery about Boba Fett. Who was he? I remember as a kid we were freaking out about that. Same thing with Han Solo. So I don't know how I feel about seeing Master Chief running around half the time without his helmet.
I don't know. If he does, it's going to take some getting used to. It's like there went the mystery out the window. Years and years, almost 20 years of. Actually, it has been 20 years.
Yeah.
Of playing Halo, and you know who he is, but there's always been that part of you don't know who he is, and that's always been the allure. I think a big part of the game series.
I think you're right. I think I don't know. Part of me, like I could see, like, okay, yeah, you've always wanted to see what Master Chief looked like without the helmet, and the other part of me is like, just leave the freaking helmet on. It's Master Chief. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
True.
All right, let's keep playing this. I am at 1 minute and 11 seconds.
All right, hang on. Let me get to where you are because I want to keep in sync here. All right, 3, 2, 1, click.
That there were such strong feelings about that. On the other hand, it was also a straightforward decision once we really started to understand the story, knowing that it was always a goal to tell a story about the Master Chief and always a goal to really tell a story about John, which isn't something that we're actually able to do in the games or haven't done in the games. And having the benefit of this amazing long-form storytelling medium in television where we can really do great character development meant it was important for for the helmet to come off, it was important to see the man inside the armor and really experience his journey right there in front of you.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Jamie.
Let's see what Jamie has
Hey,
to say.
Jamie Ruby, Sci-Fi Vision. Can you talk about striking the balance between bringing storyline from the game and adding in your own spin?
Yeah, well, first we started with, as Kiki said, a story about John and his journey of self-discovery. So from that point on, we were sort of committed to telling our own story that existed within the universe that people know of Halo. And it gave us a chance to build out worlds, either some new ones or, in many cases, worlds that were canonical, in a way that allowed fans who know the game to really get the chance to visit those places, like the Rubble or Madrigal. And of course, for people newly initiated into Halo, a chance to see new worlds for the first time at all. So we didn't consciously run away from retelling stuff from the games. We also realized that why tell you the stuff you've seen in the games when we can tell you a story of our own and keep it in that same world and expand on the world of it. So I think it really just started organically with the story of John, and then from that point figuring out our themes. And the themes are everything from what does it mean to be human to how much of your own humanity are you willing to risk to save humanity, or how much are you willing to risk of humanity to save humanity. And so questions of warfare, questions of sacrifice come in. And then in the Halsey story, she was just as fascinated with what humanity could be and her own vision of how to preserve it, and her ideas of what artificial intelligence can do for that, and is AI as human. And so it just kind of snowballed and took on its own momentum, and to the extent that we could bring in stuff that people...
Okay, so I've got it paused.
Okay.
Did you want to say something?
No, I just think that I am a little concerned that he's assuming a lot here. He's assuming that the fans will envelop and embrace this ideal of wanting to know who John really is. And I'm sure there are people that have played the game. They're like, dude, who is this guy really? We've never seen his face. There's always been that air of mystery, but that's what makes the games what they are. You have a hero that you basically haven't seen without his armor on, and you're assuming that the fans are going to embrace this narrative that you've created.
Right.
And it's assuming an awful lot.
Okay.
That's all.
Well,
okay.
Kiki's sort of giving you the judgment eye.
She can give me the judgment eye all she wants.
Yeah, she's not happy with your response.
Well, I don't care.
All right. Anyway, let's continue playing.
Wait, where are you?
346.
See, I'm ahead of you. Hold on. Ah. Okay.
Are you ready?
3, 2.
would love from the games. We absolutely did, but at the same time, we focused on telling our story.
Hey, thank you.
Sure.
Donovan.
Hey, Donovan Erskine, Shack News. I'm curious how involved was 343 Industries in creating the show and just bringing that story to life on screen, and how influential were they?
Should I take this one?
She's like,
Yeah. No, I started on the show 3 years ago. They've been developing it for years before I got there. My first experience on the show was flying up to Seattle to meet with 343 to get indoctrinated in the boot camp for what Halo is, what its ethos is. So no, it's been 343's baby all along, and to the extent that we all, as craftspeople and artists in our fields, get to do our job, we did it always in conjunction and working with, as partners with 343 and Kiki. So
she's like, why won't she go away?
No, but every decision, it's like you're designing an artifact, you're designing a piece of hardware, even a piece of artwork, or a tire for civilians that live on Reach. Things that you never see in the game, you might read about in a book, but that haven't been established. Everything went through 343's collective mind.
I don't know.
And again, it was never a sense
Pause
of
this for a second.
look.
Like he's talking like, it's still the same people that originally came up with Halo.
Mm-hmm.
From 343 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simply not the case.
No.
That's like saying, well, Lucasfilm approved of the Star Wars sequels. Well, yeah, because Disney bought them. They were no longer
True.
associated with George Lucas or any of the people who were the original creative force behind Star Wars. So, of course, Lucasfilm, being owned by Disney, is going to sign off on Disney doing Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So, him saying 343 signed off on it, if it's not the same people that originally came up with Halo, I don't see what the point is. That's not going to give it any air of validity in my book.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
All right, let's go. I am at 5:10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Looking for the bumpers and the the sort of limits. It was more about them empowering us and saying, look at what the canon has to offer. Come here first. And when you want to make a change or you want to elaborate, let's have that conversation. And they were very generous in that regard too, where I got to invent new characters that hopefully become now part of the canon. So they were pretty much involved. Yeah.
And so much about Halo isn't just, I'm sorry, that cat is so cute. So much about Halo isn't just the objects in the universe or the names of the characters. So much of it is about the feelings and the emotions and what it means to feel like you're part of that universe and the themes of Halo. So, these are all amazing creative conversations, not about just the technical details of Halo, although there are many of those, but also just sort of the zeitgeist and what it means to be a Halo story.
I think if what she's saying it holds true, I think that there certainly is room to include the more human side of things. Like in the games, you have glimpses of John showing some emotion, but they're just glimpses. And then you don't really have any other characters in the games that really emote all of those. I mean, there are feelings involved in the characters, but nothing personal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but again, I think it that comes down to, well, I agree that you should have good character development.
Yes.
That's a given, but I don't know if you sacrifice what it seems like they're willing to sacrifice for character development in a Halo franchise. Part of Halo's appeal is that Master Chief is just like this ultimate warrior that you, the player, take over.
Yes.
So you start giving him a backstory and, his first crush as a teenager, and you're sort of taking away from that. You
lose a lot.
Yeah, that sort of mystery of the character. So I don't know. All right, I'm at 6:05.
Where am I? I'm at 6:06.
You good?
It just doesn't want to stay there. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Story and what it means to feel of the Halo universe.
Yeah.
Gary.
Hello, Gary from Comiccon.com. You touched upon how creating the series was a collaborative effort, but yet it's non-canonical, so there's a degree of freedom to it. Was there ever a direction that you wanted to take the series where there was some pushback, like serious pushback?
Well, first, I wouldn't say it's non-canonical. I'd just say it's canon adjacent. It's very much inspired by and includes most of canon. To the extent that...
Yes.
Okay. If you throw out the phrase, I wouldn't say it's non-canonical, it's canonical adjacent. That's Hollywood speak for it's fucking non-canonical.
Yeah.
It's canonical adjacent?
I don't even know what that means.
Layman's term, it's alternate universe.
Alternate universe.
But this motherfucker's sitting here he's trying to pull a Jedi mind trick on all this access media that they allowed to ask them questions. You know, it's like, no, it is not non-canonical. It is canonical adjacent. And we're supposed to sit there and go, oh, it's canonical adjacent. No.
So that's good, right?
Yeah. These aren't the George we're looking for. No, I'm like, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, God. All right. I'm at 641.
Hold on. I think I am too.
641. Okay, hit play.
3, 2, 1.
There were changes they were made deliberately in conjunction with 343 to serve the story. So there was never a sense of, I want to do this, and there was pushback against that. It was more, as Kiki said earlier, they've given us this world and this ethos and this sort of spirit of what Halo is. And we bought into it. So the story we wanted to tell was in keeping with that. And so then it became more about just asking for deeper questions if we needed to from 343 about canon to make sure we were getting certain stuff right. But we were also given so much freedom to just kind of pursue the stories we want to tell, you know? So there was never a sense of
There it is.
Danger.
real
Danger.
disagreement or conflict about that kind of stuff.
Yep. All right. I'm going to pause it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much it. They don't, you know, there's like a minute left of this interview. So at this point, I think we've heard everything we need there. I think that was the quintessential question, was how canonical will this be? And clearly it won't be. It will be canonical adjacent. So yeah, I'm slowly losing any hope I had for this, which is sad.
It is, but
It's truly sad.
you know, we have to keep that spark alive until we actually see it for ourselves. We could be completely off the mark here. You know, they could be saying that they're incorporating all of these good things, and they could truly be good things. You know what I mean? But we're just gonna have to see how they put all the puzzle pieces together and how they fit.
I guess.
I think you and I will know within like the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
Oh, I know, I will.
Which direction this is going to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure a lot of you all will feel the same way. But if you guys have seen this interview and you have any comments or maybe things that we're just not seeing that you might have picked up on, let us know.
Yes. And we hope you like the new look.
The ambiance.
We're going for that cooler.
We're getting there. We're trying out new
Yeah.
things. Sooner or later, we'll come to something that we're comfy with.
We're trying to find something that you guys would like. It'll make you subscribe. So
Yes,
subscribe.
blue and red lights. Subscribe.
Yes, we've got blue and red lights. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Leave a comment.
Those would be awesome.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Hit the
Yes.
notification bell. See, I'm really not good at this. No, seriously. Yeah. If you can subscribe, share the video. That also helps.
Yes.
Leave a comment because we'd love to get your thoughts on this.
Absolutely.
Especially whether or not you think, you know, they're full of it with the
Or it's even going to be worth it.
canonical adjacent nonsense. Yeah, give us a like and thumbs up. And
All that good stuff.
That'll do it for this episode. I think we're good for right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that I got to go wash the taste of that out of my mouth.
I know.
That's horrible.
Well,
All right.
just keep an open mind.
True. So on behalf of myself and my lovely co-host, Gamer Girl Jen, we will see you on the next episode of the Review Lounge.
Bye, guys.